Are you wondering which Horrified to get? Well, there's 4 of them. What if you were just getting Horrified for the first time because it's spooky season and you're looking for that great family game of which Horrified is? Or what if you're trying to add to your Horrified collection? What do you get and why? All right, let's start from the beginner's perspective. If you were just to get your first box of Horrified, it is true you could grab any of them, play it, and have a good time. That is true. However, I would not get World of Monsters, and I would not get Greek Monsters. I would try and get a copy of American Monsters or Universal Studios Monsters. I give a slight edge to the original Horrified, followed by American Monsters. Really, it doesn't matter. Whichever theme you like, you could let that dictate which one you grab, or whichever price point is more appealing to you, you could grab from that perspective. These 2 Horrifieds have better rules clarity for fighting the monsters, and you can play them out of the box more successfully than you can these 2 offerings. So that is the main reason why. I also think these monsters are a little bit more straight up and intuitive in how you beat them. Each monster comes with a monster sheet. If you've seen a review of Horrified, there's a different kind of puzzle or way to do it. Usually you're going and gathering items off of the board and spending those items in certain locations or certain ways to either manipulate the monster mat and cause some board state to happen or mat state to happen so that you can then defeat the monster. And that's exactly how these play. These change up the monsters a little bit, and this one, the World of Monsters, changes things up even more. Cthulhu is a 2-phased monster. You kind of beat him once, and then you have to follow him down into the void layer to beat him again. So from a perspective of a little bit simpler gameplay, better rules clarity, and I still think like all the art is lovely, but there's something more appealing to me and accessible about these monsters as well too, especially if you're a Yankee Doodle American like I am. Then American folklore monsters, you understand them a little bit innately and more. These are the Universal Monsters, which I grew up on black and white movies way back in the day on TV, watching a few of those, and also evokes the classic movie The Monster Squad, which has great lines in it like Wolfman's got nards. So those would be my recommends for starting out. Now, if you can't find a copy of those, or you look at those and price shop comparative to these and realize these, the ones I'm recommending are usually $20 to maybe even $25 or $30 more than what you can find Greek Monsters and World of Monsters for, and you're not sure, but you still want to get your first copy of Horrified, okay, fine. Go and grab one of these. But here's what I'm going to say. Greek Monsters wouldn't be my least choice, be at the bottom of my list for you to start with. My third, and a distant third, would be World of Monsters, followed by Greek Monsters. The reason being is multiple monsters in Greek Monsters are not clear out of the box how to beat. World of Monsters, really all of them are, except for Cthulhu, are understandable and you can defeat out of the box. Now, another big drag with World of Monsters, and what we're going to start leaning our conversation now towards people who have already played Horrified and are adding to their collection. World of Monsters is by far the most difficult of all of these. I would say the first 2 are about on par with one another. 2, even 3 monsters sometimes is not that challenging. Greek Monsters, because of clarity issues and some of the things that the monsters do are harder still. But this one is like way up the pyramid out of camera view in how difficult it is. It is a butt kicker. And for people who like cooperative games or have already played a lot of Horrified, I think that's why it makes it my number 1 to add as maybe your second or your third box of Horrified. Greek Monsters, though I love the theme, there's something about it that just doesn't click right. I feel like they should have added maybe more of a dice rolling mechanic or something to bring out a little bit more of a actual monster battle. And I kind of wanted more of that battlefield to come out, and it really doesn't. I think that combined with multiple monsters not being coherent in how you defeat them really makes that one my least favorite. It came out right around the time Percy Jackson came out on Netflix. That was like great synergy. My boys and I really wanted to love it, my wife too, and it just kind of fizzled. Played this one the least of them. Played American Monsters the most, followed by Universal Monsters, and then have played this one a little, just edging out Greek Monsters now. I think we played this one 7 times now. So great game system, great for families looking for a cooperative fun gaming night. You can bring over friends who you can easily teach it to after you kind of, if you play any of these systems 3 times, you can teach it to anybody. So to recap, if you're just starting out on your Horrified adventure, grab Universal Monsters or American Monsters as your first dive in. If you can't do that, go ahead and pick up World of Monsters and play it like this. Play it just with the Yeti to start. That's all you're going to play. He comes with cute little baby Yetis. And to play Cthulhu in this World of Monsters box, I recommend going to Board Game Geek, finding the rules clarification thread on Cthulhu, printing that out for yourself, and having that as part of your box as well. And you'll get along just fine. Monsters also says you can add even more monsters compatible with Horrified Greek monsters. Honestly, the way this is implemented to bring Greek monsters into here or put these guys into Greek monsters, it's harder than it's worth. There's some special setup pieces, and you have to use the colors of the symbols, which makes sense if you know the game, to do it. I don't think it's a selling point. Just cross that off. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't mix them. It doesn't make that big of a difference. So right on. I hope that was a good overview, you guys, and helpful to anybody looking to get Horrified for their first time, or if you're a pro, this is the one you want with Big Bad Cthulhu. And I'll catch you all later. Bye.